And once upon a time there was a Mona Lisa. Yes, there was. And then they found another. And guess what? This is another. This is the older Mona Lisa. It is of his hidden works, and the whole painting is got trillions of images from smaller than a pixel that are put into cartoons, into portraits, and etc. What you will see in this is that if you look at a ribbon here, you will see, when I blow it up, you'll see these little hawk-looking little birds. You see them? 1, 2. Let me see if I can make that a little bit bigger for you. See them? Okay, I'm going to show you those same images that are in the Mona on an X-ray when there's an overlay that I preset for you. I'll put these down off to the side, and so you can know that that's his work. In here, because he makes them move, and here, he makes it move. But we're going to show you where these light up this time. And this is the birds. Let me slide this down just a sec. You see them? One here, one there. Now I take these birds and cover them up with the Mona. Right there, 100% fit. He cut the image on an angle by about 22%, if that. And what is very, very cool and unusual, slide this over, let me show you. This is what they've been guessing or trying to figure out the years of how come the eyes are in different areas, and how come the nose is kicked different, and how come the surrounding is larger. Well, the answer is because she is turned sideways looking at my man. As you can see, this is the Mona, and then when you put mine over the top, the main face, it kicks it sideways. See, well, that's a little large, but if I got it real close for you to see, she's going to go right over. And so you can see how the eyes generate in a different spot. Okay, so they're going to say, oh wow, I got this. That's where all these eyes are coming from. Well, don't forget, in my over 550 YouTubes now, you will see why the images move. He makes a television where that's not plugged into the wall, that becomes a movement like a movie. So when you put these images over, you can see here's the eye bird, here's the beak, and it goes right here, cuts on over. You see? So I'm going to try to blow it up a little bit for you. And I'm going to scoot this over to the side just a little, because it gets cut. Okay, so do you see the big bird? That's what this is when it's overlaid. But don't forget, it continues to move. So if you want to understand that if I'm even there, take a look at this design. You see, with this eye, you see this design with this eye. Now, even though you don't see this indentation roll, but if you follow, there's a roll, even though he covers it, because he gives it traction or flight. And you can follow these dotted lines. And when you follow them, they will either generally do two things, more than two things. Nothing's ever one with him. But you can see how this flows out beyond this. And then he has this flown out beyond this, and so on. So, and then you can see the turn here. Then you can see an eye. Then you can see an eye and an eye. So he makes the bird move across. So that means this moves across, this moves across. And if you really get into your work and get crazy, I guarantee it probably flies backwards, forwards, up, down, in every single diagram, the area of every single percent down to even 1/100th of a percent. This guy is an addicted repeater in a sense. So I've actually taken that, put this here, and as you can see, I can take it and even put the circumference of the roundness over the circumference. Now there's also a lighter one, and it keeps continuing lighter and lighter, and it gets even more. Okay, so that means he's making it move. And if you see in the Mona, it's done the same way in the different shadows. But if we use the main and the main, we get a general starting period with him because he's crazier smarter than us. And I have to open this up. I'm sorry. There we go. So if I put this over, you can see how the bird still lines, but if I shift it, you can see how she's lining and lining and lining and lining. And before you know it, I already know that even when you go back the other way, you can see how, whoops, how, I need to shift it some more, excuse me. You can see if I line up the line on where her hair holder is, you line this lighter part up. That's I've done one other in another YouTube, and you get it just in the right spot. You'll see the birds line up in a different area. Okay, because here's the bird, and you can see part of the bird coming out with the beak over here. Okay, he's got part of the beak, and if you follow it back, there comes the beak. Here comes a prettier bird. See, he's got the design of the bird. This is the bird. Here's the eye. Comes over. He gives it extra fluffy hair. He can add on to anything he wishes or take away. But that's what he does. He moves his items across the room. Look at the bird eye even lines up right here. This guy is very tricky. 565 years of study still. So listen, I want to thank you very, very much for subscribing. Please keep hitting that subscribe button, hitting the thumbs up button, and passing it on to your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your fathers, your teachers. This is the greatest study on the planet. Sorry I have to say just for kids. The only reason is it's the only way I get comments from you, and I like your comments. Your comments are awesome. You guys are all been real kind and polite, very courteous. Listen, keep up the good work. I'll try to do the same. Please stay inside, and with that I say, may God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens, and you have a beautiful, beautiful life. Amen.